We're so excited to be presenting to you today and have some really special things planned. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Jenna Schaefer. I've been with Constant Contact for a little over 10 years now, which is super crazy. I can't believe it's been that long. In addition to my experience with working with thousands of small businesses and nonprofits, I have most recently worked with a lot of different real estate professionals and real estate agents and organizations like you and yours. And for the past few years, I've been responsible not only for training them on the tools that we offer, but leveraging these tools and our program to broaden their offering of services and set themselves as apart as experts in their local markets and areas. And most of all, helping to increase the business that you do and brand awareness around your agencies and your business. So I am super excited to be presenting to you today. My goals here really for today, that being said, I know how stressful it can be to wear multiple hats. You're marketing different properties, you're managing clients, not to mention you have your own personal lives, right? So you're not only responsible for the success of your clients, but you're also having to worry about your own business, building your client base and expanding your reach to new clients, all while maintaining a reputable brand with your existing clients. So that's a lot of work. And I know that whether you're trying to maybe develop a winning strategy for your clients or manage a web presence that builds your brand and your expertise across web, social, mobile, and more, or maybe even just trying to increase engagement with potential clients, we understand that being able to do those things all in one convenient place, saving you the time and resources, is essential to checking these things off of your list quickly and effectively. That's why today our goal is to give you a head start with how Constant Contact can help you do these things. So we're going to familiarize you with the benefits of email marketing for your business. I think a lot of people look at it as a bit of an archaic way to communicate with people, but that is not the case. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to give you an introduction to Constant Contact's editing environment so you can see exactly what it does and how it works and how easy it is to use. And then last but certainly not least, we have a special guest here today. We'll introduce her here in just a second, but she's going to jump on and give us a brief introduction to Wise Agent's integration with Constant Contact. So you'll see specifically how that works. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce our lovely guest here. Joining me today is Elaine Summershield. She is the Chief Operating Officer at Wise Agent. And her primary focus is the growth and development of Wise Agent CRM. So she facilitates strategic integrations and partnerships for Wise Agent. She is also very committed to leveraging this technology to be more efficient in order to enjoy a well-balanced life. So some fun facts about Elaine: she was born and raised in Chicago, where she earned her bachelor's degree in computer science from DePaul University. And then she also currently lives in a quaint town of Fountain Hills, Arizona, with her husband and 3 children. This is such a cool fact about her. Elaine is fluent in English, Greek, and tech. I wish I knew Greek and tech. But I'm going to have her jump on and share a little bit about her, or add her a couple of words about herself as well.
Okay, thanks, Jenna. Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Elaine Summershield, and I am with Wise Agent, like Jenna said. Wise Agent is a powerful all-in-one CRM that offers transaction management, lead management, landing pages, and so much more, including emails and email sending capability. So we're thrilled to be integrated with Constant Contact. They are the leaders in email and email marketing. So when you think about emails, you immediately think of Constant Contact. So I'm thrilled to be on this webinar with Jenna today. So, part of my goal today too is to show off the wonderful integration we have with Constant Contact. It's really easy to integrate the 2 systems. We've done it really seamless integration, and then just how to leverage both Wise Agent as a CRM and Constant Contact as your email marketing provider. So we're going to be going through that today.
Great, thank you so much for joining us today, Elaine. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I would love to begin with starting to talk about the benefits of email marketing, because I think with the ever-growing and changing world of digital marketing, you have a lot of different options to choose from in terms of marketing your business and marketing your properties to your clients or even prospective clients. And so it's really important to discuss why it is that we should even be using email marketing in general. So typically I find that email marketing benefits you in 3 different ways: financially, socially or virtually, and interpersonally. So we're going to dive into each of these 3 topics here, and we'll start out with the financial benefits because that's obviously the most important, right? So the goal of email marketing really is to make you more money and to build that brand awareness. Now, typically we see on average, for every dollar that you spend on email marketing, you're going to see about a $38 return on investment. Now, that means a whole lot to you when you are obviously selling properties and things like that. This is going to be the lowest the lowest investment that you make, but with the highest return on it. And Elaine, did I hear you maybe wanting to pop in and mention something, or was that just me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what that background noise is. Maybe I'll just mute here for
okay.
a while.
So if you think about it this way: every time you send an email, there is your email is worth a dollar amount, and you can calculate the value of your list by multiplying the number of people on your contact list by the average price of product or service that you're offering. So if that means a house, right? And I just put it into small numbers here, but even if that means you have 10 contacts and your average price of product or service is $50, that would mean that every time you send an email, that email is worth $500. So, plug in the numbers that you will, but that means a whole lot. Even if you have 10 people on your list, but you're selling a house for $400,000, or depending on what area you're in, do the math. That's again a really low investment for a really high return. And so email marketing we see is the highest conversion rate, the highest return on investment over any other type of digital marketing strategy that you can use or tactic that you can use. Okay, so that's the financial benefit to it. Now, when we talk about the social and virtual benefits of it, I get this question a lot. I hear from people, well, isn't email kind of archaic? Seems a little outdated to be communicating with people via email. It seems like people are more on social media. Why would I use email over social? And this is what I have to say to that. Email, yes, is an older form of digital marketing. In fact, it was probably the first form of digital marketing, but that doesn't mean that it's outdated or that it doesn't have its place in a digital marketing world, right? Just like anything classic or vintage, if it's being used appropriately, then it still can be effective. It can still bring you benefits and it can still bring you results. You just have to understand how to use it appropriately. Right? So in order to do that, we want to look at the past and how email used to be used, because I think this is the misconception. People always think about email as a way that they would send newsletters, right? I hear that word all the time. Take that word out of your vocabulary. Okay, we don't want to send newsletters anymore. In the past, email was a form of digital marketing to be a transactional landing page. So that's where you would send a mass number of people. So you're really replacing your manual efforts and sending a mass number of people to this landing page that's where they would consume the information. That's where they would make those decisions. But we know that that's not the case anymore. Like I said, with other different types of digital marketing channels out there, people have different options to choose from when they're communicating with you and with each other. So now email, the way it's intended to be used today or should be used today, is really a promotion for your promotion. What you're trying to do is you're trying to let your audience know what it is that you're trying to communicate, but then get them elsewhere to go and make those decisions or have those conversations. So really this should be used as a conversation starter, if anything else. Maybe you pique the curiosity of your audience, or you're asking an important question, right? And then you give them buttons or calls to action to click elsewhere to go and make those transactional decisions. So really, we're just trying to attract their attention, get them engaged enough to go elsewhere and redirect them to maybe your website or an MLS listing, right? So we don't actually want them to stay in the email. Think of it as a promotion for your promotion. And so if we look at these two different ways of being used, yes, if you're using it the way that it was being used in the past when it first came out, then yes, it's not going to be effective for you. Nobody actually reads emails anymore. That's the dirty little secret, right? They want to engage, interact, and have conversations with you. So we want to use it as a promotion for our promotion. Okay. Now, go ahead.
I love that line, Jenna. I was just going to jump in and say I love that line, a promotion for your promotion. I think that's totally spot on what you said there. That's definitely how you get that conversation started.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly that way. I love that line. I wrote it down. I hope you
did too. Good. Wonderful. Well, when we talk about when we think about different tactics that we can use to engage with our audience, yes, we're pushing email here, and we're saying it's essentially the digital glue to your online strategy. It can be tied in and out of any type of online presence that you have, which is really great for you. But one of the biggest questions I get is, well, I should be on social media, or that's where I mainly do most of my engagement with my clients. And what we're saying here is that you're not supposed to just use email, but you're supposed to use it with these other digital marketing strategies. And so when we think about social benefits or how this can help you socially, we know that people are having conversations on your social media platforms. That's where they're making those peer recommendations, right? So 74% of consumers trust peer recommendations over just advertisements. So we know that they're listening to referrals, they're listening to their friends and their families. And so we have to integrate or interact with social media. Email still, though, renders about 3 times the conversion rate of social media. So if you really bring these two channels together, or these two powers together, and marry them, that's actually where you're going to supercharge your word of mouth. I like to say that, and I don't know how up to date everyone is with social media, but especially recently, with social media changing its algorithms all the time, we find that it's about 2% or less of your social audience actually sees your posts organically, which is kind of sad because we spend so much time posting and working on our social media accounts, but really if they're not there at the right place at the right time, they're never going to see your posts, right? So email, you can actually use email to remind your audience, hey, I have these posts, I'm starting this conversation, let me ask you a question and then get you to my social platforms to answer that or have a conversation. So it can really supercharge that word of mouth and drive traffic to those posts. You'll get more customer engagement that way. You'll get new clients and new business referrals. And really that means that you're not being penalized for it either. Okay, so email can help you accomplish those things. So really try to marry the two together is what we're saying. The other thing about email marketing, how it can benefit your business, is how you build relationships with your clients. So the interpersonal benefits. And I typically say, email is not always about the immediate conversion. I mean, wouldn't that be nice if we sent an email and every single person on our list wanted to buy a property from us right away? That would be ideal, right? But that's just not the case. And so sometimes you have to think about the long game and building a relationship with your audience. So even if they're deleting your emails, that's okay. What you're doing is you're staying top of mind. You're showcasing that you're the expert in what you do. And if you're providing valuable content for real estate agents, we'll talk a little bit about some ideas later in the webinar of how you can do this. But if you're providing valuable content other than just, hey, this property dropped price, right? Or here, I'm having a tour of this property. If you're providing other types of information and education to your audience, that's when you come to mind when they do need an investment like yours. right? So it's about the long game. It can help you build a relationship over time. So these are the 3 benefits. Again, think about financial, social or virtual, and interpersonal benefits that this can bring you. It really is kind of your champion for your business here and your digital marketing strategy. Before we jump in and take a look at Constant Contact and at Wise Agent and how they integrate together, I want to first see if Elaine has any additional thoughts that she wants to add. And then if you do have any questions, feel free to type that into the chat window and we can maybe answer those for you.
Yeah, thanks, Jenna. No, I say this all the time too. I totally believe that, you have to get personal. You have to really get, being as personal as you can in your message, because that's what people are going to be opening. And I'm going to show that later on in my demo, where, just having that, that's what gives that valuable content to the person that you're targeting. They're going to want to read that. So you want to send information that they're going to want to read. And you also want to show off that you're an expert. So everything that you said, I mean, those are really valuable things to keep in mind when doing your marketing, your email marketing.
Awesome. Thanks, Elaine. And I'm not seeing any questions coming in through the chat window. So what I'm going to do here, give me just a brief moment while I open up my Constant Contact screen, and we'll show you first how to use Constant Contact, and then we'll have Elaine pop in and show us how we can integrate Wise Agent as well. So go ahead and just give me a raise of hands if you can see my screen. I want to make sure you see the home page of my Constant Contact account. Again, that little hand icon will just let me know, click on it to raise your hand. And it seems like hands are going up, so we're good to go. All right. So I first want to start out with just saying, first and foremost, with Constant Contact, we have a lot of different tools and resources that you can use. And so, we're not going to have time to go through all of them. I really want to make sure that we showcase the email editor. I think that's the most important. And then Elaine will highlight more so kind of the contact side of things. But just be aware that if at any time you have any questions and you decide to work with Constant Contact and you're navigating in the account and you need some assistance, we have free live support all the time. So whether it's email, chat, or phone, you can call in and make sure that you get the help that you need. So don't be overwhelmed today. We're going to move kind of fast, but we are recording this as well, so you'll get the recording. But be sure to answer those questions, or get those questions answered, is what I meant to say. We do have a question in the chat window. How do we get more emails into the inbox of Gmail versus the promotion updates folder? So that's a really, really good question. It's kind of a combination of things. So unfortunately, there's no, I would say, easy way to do that. The reason that Gmail filters personal versus promotional emails is really because it's been requested by their customers, which are your subscribers. And so there's no real way around it other than educating your audience on making sure that or setting those expectations that you'll be sending them emails. That way they can save you to their safe senders list, or they can actually click and drag your email into their personal tab, which from there will always keep your emails in their personal tab. There's actually a fantastic FAQ that we have. If you just notice up here in the right-hand corner of your account, there's this little help button here, and that will bring you to our tutorials and our FAQs and things like that. If you type in Gmail, there are actually some FAQs that give you some pointers on getting your emails into the personal tab versus the promotions tab. Again, it's not going to be a guaranteed thing. That's just how Gmail works, but it will definitely help in getting more of your emails into those personal tabs. So that was a kind of a lengthy way of saying go look at our FAQs, but it's kind of a longer conversation. So with that, let's go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Elaine. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to jump in and say, nowadays, companies like Gmail and Yahoo, they have what's called like smart servers that are, being able to read, are your subscribers, are your contacts, are you sending to your contacts that are in your database? So one thing you're definitely going to want to do is, besides, having them in you're going to want to have like a CRM for sure that will sync to your Gmail account. So you can get those contacts in your
Right.
database from the Gmail side, and that, Gmail sees that, and they will deliver those more into their inbox than not, and especially if they're reading them. So again, going back to sending valuable content that is personalized to them, that will get those in their inbox. So
Absolutely. That's a
yeah.
great 2 cents. Thank you. We also have a question. How would you recommend communicating with a client that just bought a property with me recently? They're obviously not in the market any longer, but I want to stay in touch for referrals. So I think you kind of answered your own question, right? Like they're not in the market any longer. And so emails, and this is going back to what Elaine is saying, personalizing those emails. You obviously don't want to keep sending them listings. That doesn't make sense. That's what they're going to consider spam in that case, right? Spam is in the eye of the beholder. So, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop communicating. If we go back to that statistic of 74% of people trust peer recommendations, if you can leverage that and send valuable emails that, and again, we're going to talk a little bit about these examples here in a few minutes, but if you can send them things like community events or vendors in their local area, right, that can help them stay more, their electricity more efficient in their home, things like that. Again, you're educating them, you're the expert. So the next time a friend of theirs says, hey, I'm looking for a real estate agent, who should I use? Who do you think they're going to think of, right? So there are ways to still communicate and stay top of mind without nagging or bothering your audience. So with that, what I'd love to do is quickly jump in here and showcase what Constant Contact can do for you. So here, when you log into an account, you're going to see the home screen. And this shows you just some of your most recent work. We also have tabs up at the top. I kind of compare it to a bank account where most everybody goes into the tab that they are most familiar with. But just be aware that there are other ways to use Constant Contact, and you can navigate your account up at the top here. What we're going to do right now is just focus on building an email. So I'm going to click on this big orange create button in the upper right hand corner. And this is going to bring me into a menu of campaign types. So we are known for our email marketing tool, but we have other tools available for you to use. One of my favorites is email automation. And this is a way that not only when somebody subscribes to your list, that you can trigger an automated welcome email to them, but we also have, you can create automated series. So for example, if somebody signs up for, they want to learn more about like residential properties that you're selling or listing versus commercial, right? Those are two different lists with two different types of information that they want to receive. So maybe you create automated series. Depending on which list that they sign up for, they'll get some of those educational emails along the way regarding that specific type of property, okay? You can also set up birthday emails and anniversary emails, and these are what I call feel-good emails. Again, they're not earth-shattering, right? It's not like you're offering them like half off of a house, right? That never happens, but these are just to make them feel good. It's about that long game. Remember, building a relationship with them. The anniversary emails specifically for real estate agents, I've seen them use it as, hey, congratulations, you bought a property 1 year ago, right? It's just a way to say, hey, I remember who you are and the business that we did, and it means a lot to me. And so these are actually really valuable to use. And this is one of my favorite tools. The other tools that we have, event. So if you maybe want to take RSVPs or get a head count for maybe an exclusive tour that you're doing, or you're partnering with a small business in the area and you need to take registrations and things like that, this is a great tool to do that. We also have surveys, and I highly recommend using surveys as a real estate agent. This is super valuable to you, especially when you're learning about your clients. What are they interested in? What are features or qualities in a property that they're looking for? You can use it as almost like a pre-consultation with your clients if you so choose to do that. So these can be really great tools. Even the survey may be like a follow-up. Hey, you purchased a property with us. What kind of experience did you have? You can use it in a bunch of different ways. And I think I heard Elaine come on and chime in.
Yeah, sorry, Jenna. I was just going to say for the survey, you know, one thing that I know I teach our users here is use the survey before you go on a listing. I'm sorry, before you go on a showing with a new client, with a potential client. Send them, you know, a questionnaire like, do you have children? How many? What are their ages? What's your favorite coffee? You know, things like that, where now you're getting personal. They're going to be like, oh, she wants to know my favorite coffee. So, and then when you show up to take them out on that listing, bring their favorite Starbucks drink, know their kids' names and their ages, bring coloring books and crayons to keep them busy while they're, you know, while they're looking at the house. Personalize what that connection is. That really just makes that personal connection. It's that relationship that sells those houses, and not you've got to show some value in you. So that, I think that would be a great resource there, is using that survey.
Great ideas. I love it. Good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to focus on email. I'm just going to click on that option. But again, just be aware that we have those other tools. This is going to bring you into our template selection. And the thing to think about with our templates, the secret about these is that they're all pretty much the same. They all have the same features and the same qualities. They are just built out to be somewhat of a guide for you. So you don't necessarily have to, but we do have real estate templates you can type up in the top there. Sorry, I started to type in restaurant. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, you can search for real estate, and those real estate templates are going to pop up there that you can use. However, if you don't want to use these, you don't have to. We have other templates with other colors and patterns. You can delete what you don't want. You can add more of what you do want. You can switch around the layout of the template. So don't feel confined to sticking to just real estate templates, but these I feel like are built out for the type of communications that you'll be most likely using or sending out to your subscribers. So you can search for those, or you can use any other one if you'd like to. It's totally up to you. I'm going to use this agent welcome email. If you want to preview it, you can go ahead and click on preview. This is really cool too, because all of our templates are mobile responsive, meaning that they will react and reorder to the type of device it's being read on. So for example, here you'll see a desktop. It looks like this. If we switch it to mobile, it makes it conducive to that environment. So you can see that in the preview as well, all right, which is really great. If I want to go back, I can just click on the little arrow, or if I want to use this template, I can select the template. But they're all mobile responsive. You do not have to do anything in addition other than just edit the email to make that happen. It does it for you, okay? So when we go into the editing environment, it's actually very, very simple to edit. First things first, I want to make sure that you always title your email in the upper left-hand corner. And what I do recommend is that you start out with building what we call a master template. And what this does is it allows you to build a template with your logo, your colors, your social platforms, anything that stays static or the same. And then that way, every time you go in, you can just copy this email, right? And you don't have to recreate the email every time. You certainly can if you don't, or I'm sorry, you certainly can if you want to, but this will save you time if you just use a master template and copy the emails that you have, okay? The editing environment, if you hover over the overlaying blocks, so our template is made up of a layout and then it has overlaying blocks. You can see that we get these 3 different function buttons here on the right-hand side. So this allows me to either move blocks as I see fit, okay, with that 4-way arrow. The settings button here, the little gear, allows you to edit the layout. So I can change the background color if I choose to of that section or that block. I can make a copy of that block, or I can delete that block out. Okay. The little lightning bolt, this is really, really cool. We've just added this in within the past, I'd say not even 6 months, probably even 3 months. But this is a dynamic content block. And this allows you to select who you want to see that section and who you don't. So if I have, and this is all going back to what Elaine was saying, personalizing your message, if there's some information that applies to some contacts but not to others, I might want to make a section dynamic so that only certain contacts see that information, which is really, really cool. No other email marketing system has that out there, just us, okay? Now I can go through and I can delete sections that I don't want or add in ones that I do want. Here to the left-hand side, you'll see that I have 3 different tabs. And the first one is a build tab. So this has different layouts that I can use. If I want to click and drag those into my email, simply just click and hold down your mouse and drag it over. Look for that pink identifier line. That's going to show you where you're dropping in that item. So I can drop in layouts if I want to, or if I even wanted to bring in smaller assets, I can certainly do that. So for example, a call to action, maybe I want to have up here a button to, you know, book a consultation, right? Or if I have different articles down here and I want to give them different calls to action, you'll see that that pink identifier line only goes halfway across. That's because it can stack underneath those different components as well. You can also, what's great about this is if I wanted to bring in, say, some text here, and I wanted to bring in an image, I can make sure that that text wraps around the image. Or if I wanted to make more of a columned layout, do you see where that line is now? It's up against the border. I can make more of a columned look. And then from here, I can adjust how thick or thin the columns are. So really you get full flexibility. A lot of email systems out there have drag and drop options, but they tell you where you have to put items. They really are limited and restrictive in terms of how much you can customize it. So this is nice. We're the only editor out there that really allows you to drag and drop where you see fit. Also within this build section are the action blocks. So these action blocks are similar to the other campaigns. So remember when we clicked on create an email, it gave you email automation, event, it gave you survey. Well, you can also include them within the action blocks too. So if I, for example, have some sort of open house that I want to promote, I can bring in maybe an RSVP tool. Okay, and I can say, we can click and edit this, and I can say, are you coming to my open house? Okay, you can plug in the location, the date, write a brief description here, customize your answers, and then this will actually, when they click to respond to these, that reports back into your email reports. So you'll see exactly how many people said, yes, I'll be there, how many people said no, who those people are, and then you can follow up with them appropriately. Maybe you want to send a reminder email to the people who said, yes, I'll be there, or even to the maybes, right? You can also include, like I said, we have things like a poll. So if you wanted to ask them, hey, what kind of property are you interested in? Property 1 or 2? Right? That gives you a sense of what type of property your audience is interested in. So these are all really great tools to use as well. And so build that email out as you see fit. Now, that's building out the layout. If you want to edit specifically within the email itself, we also have inline editing, which is another feature that a lot of other email systems do not have. You actually, in other email editors, you have to click to open the block and then edit it in a different window, then click save, and then it updates it in your screen. Not here. You can simply just click into the section that you want and edit what you need. And you'll see here, as I click into edit, I have all of my different formatting options here up at the top, including, it's a lot like a Word document in that sense. But what this includes, what I absolutely love, is the ability to insert personalization. So I can add in their first name if I want to. I can also have a backup in case I don't have their first name in my database. It will give them a secondary greeting. You can also insert certain custom details. So if, for example, I wanted to update some of my contact information and I wanted to make sure that I have all of the appropriate phone numbers, I can always list their phone number. Okay, so you can personalize the message based off of the information that you've collected about that audience. So that's a really great tool to use to, again, make the content feel valuable and worthy. Okay. When it comes to customizing it with images, here within the Images tab, you can simply click and drag those images in. So all you would need to do is upload the images, and you can upload them from your computer. You'll see we also integrate with social media networks or even stock images. So if you wanted to look for real estate images, we have some of those that you can use. These are ones that you purchase. We also have free images, so if you want to click on those. This is the thing, never, ever, ever, ever go onto Google and just use an image that you find. Okay, you could be fined for that, and people are very very strict about the usage of their own personal images. So purchase rights to images. You know, a $5 image is going to be far less expensive than a $10,000 fine. So whether, even if it's not ours, you're using something from, you know, Getty Images, or there are a lot of different free tools out there that you can use those. Just make sure that you have rights to those. But as soon as those are uploaded, simply you can click and drag those images where you want them to go. Just again, look for that pink identifier. I'm going to replace that default logo with mine. Okay, and you can also use GIF images or GIF images, however you prefer to say it. So those are images that animate and that move. Those are great. Those are great alternatives in terms of instead of using videos, or if you want to make it look like a video is playing in your email, that's always a great option as well. 8 times out of 10, somebody's going to click on the image whether you've made it clickable or not. So we always say to make those images clickable and to make them links to go elsewhere. So for example, the Wise Agent logo is probably going to be a link to my website. And all you have to do is simply click on that image. I think for some reason it was, let's try that again. There it goes. Click on that image, select link, and you can make it a link to a web page, an email address like a contact us, or even a document. So if you wanted them to download some sort of guide, you could do that as well. In this case, it's a web page. So we're just going to put in our website here. A really great tool to use is this click segmentation. So when somebody's clicking within your email, that's telling you exactly what they're interested in. So in this case, they're going to my website. I might want to add them to, you know, create a new list. I could say website visitors. So whenever somebody clicks on that link or on that image, they'll be automatically merged into that new list that I just created. Where this becomes even more powerful is if you create some sort of triggered autoresponder series based off of that click segmentation. So again, that's another way that you can send valuable content. Maybe they click on a certain property. Once they click on that button, they go into a list for that property, and then you start sending them more information about that property, right? So it's a great way to communicate to you. If you set it up ahead of time, you can just kind of forget it and let it do the work for you. Okay, again, if this is maybe a link to a YouTube video, I can click, make it a link to YouTube and make it a link to your channel. This way I know, hey, this person is not only interested in videos, but they're interested in videos about, and in this case, I think it was a guide to, what was it? It was let's take a look here. Sorry, I'm just waiting for that. 6 steps to the home buying process. So maybe they want some hints and tips, right? Maybe we add them to a hints and tips list. So I create a new one. Okay. So really easy to link those images and those videos within your email. Now you can link other items too. If you wanted to, again, maybe we wanted to add in a button here. And we want to say download your guide. You can link this button to a document where they actually get to download that guide. You simply upload your document. Again, I would add that click segmentation. These are people interested who are in hints and tips. And there you go. Okay. So you can add in those different elements to make it engaging and interactive. Okay. The social media icons, to link them, just click on those and click edit. Plug in your social channels. You can delete the ones you don't want or don't need. You can add networks. You can change the styles of them. Okay, now what I like to do here is I actually like to copy this block. And when I click to edit, I like to change one of them to share buttons. And that way too, again, we're trying to build off of those business referrals. If I send an email to a client and they're like, you know what, I don't like this property, but I have a friend who's also in the home buying process and they would totally be interested in this, they can share this email. Okay, so it's a great way, again, to build that those business referrals and expand that reach. Okay. So we've gone through build, images, and let's go to design. The design of your email, it's very easy to do. You can simply just change the colors and patterns of your email. If you want to change the background, maybe you don't want a pattern, you can get rid of that. Or if you want to add in your own custom pattern, you can add in your own custom ones. Okay. You can also add in, you can modify the text altogether. So I'm just going to pick an easy one here. Maybe make my fonts a little bit bigger, make it easier to read on those mobile devices. I want to make my links stand out, so I'm going to make those a little bit more colorful. And I'm going to make sure that they're bolded. So anytime that I create a link of any sort, actually, I'm going to do an email one for that. Let's do this. You'll see that it modifies and changes that link to the color that I distinguished over here. Okay, really the best practices around colors and text within your email. You never want to have more than 2 to 3 colors, including text colors. Otherwise, it just looks like a rainbow threw up all over your email. That's not cute, right? You want to stick to your brand. So here we have the blue color. So you want to make sure that your buttons and your links are the same colors or that work appropriately with that color. And then also for your text, you typically want to have a sans serif font, so any fonts without those little legs and pegs. And the body of your font should be anywhere from 12 to 16 point, just so it's easy to read on those mobile devices, okay? But you'll see here, super easy to customize. Once I'm done, if I want to go ahead and click on my email settings up here at the top, this allows me to change my subject line, usually about 4 to 7 words is appropriate. You can also add in emojis. You'll see here that we have those. And you can also personalize it with a first name. So again, calls them by name and makes it really, really nice to capture their attention. The pre-header text is like a subtitle to your email. So where your subject line is the hook, your pre-header text is the bait. And this is where you actually want to put in the call to action. Read this email for tips on home buying, right? Your from name should come from you or your organization, whatever your audience knows you best as, and same with your from and reply to email addresses. When you're done with that, go ahead and click save. You can check and preview your email. So preview will show you what it looks like with all of the editing tools in it. It allows you to click and make sure everything works properly. You can view it on a mobile device, make sure that it looks the way that you want it to. The send test option allows you to, it scans your email, or I'm sorry, this one will allow you to send a test version to your own inbox, but this check for errors, it scans your email and tells you anything that you're missing or that you need to change. So here it's saying, hey, you have a download guide link, but you don't have an actual link, guide link to it. It's, you know, you have default text still displayed within your email. So it's just telling you all of those things that you need to make sure you do before you send out the email. When you've changed all of those things, click continue. And this is where you can send the email. So this is where you can share, you know, I want to send it to my brokers, or I want to send it to my clients, whatever the case may be. Select that list of people you want to send it to. Select the time that you want to send it to. So that's either send now or schedule for later. And then you can also resend to non-openers. So if you ever have a listing or an email that you want to make sure everybody is seeing, you can send it now, and then you can say, I want to make sure that I also send this 4 days later to the people who didn't open it the first time. You always, always, always want to change the subject line. Never send the same email twice without changing the subject line. That is spam. That's what people will consider spam. So just make sure that you change the subject line. The rest will be the same. Okay. Now I know we're running out of time here, so I am going to go ahead and kick this off to Elaine so she can showcase how this integrates with Wise Agent. So give me 1 second to do that.
Thanks, Jenna. Yeah, that was really thorough there. So question for you. So do you have any tips on the subject lines?
Yeah, so typically you want to use, keep it short and sweet. So I always say be brief, be bright, be gone, right? So be brief, usually keep it really short and sweet. Be bright, you know, pique the curiosity of your audience, asking questions, using alliteration, rhyming, using puns, right? Anything that will kind of make them laugh or pique their curiosity is always a good way to do that. Don't use things like, you know, I'm trying to think of one. Don't use things like March newsletter or March listings or April newsletter, right? It's like that just screams long and boring, right? So tell them what they're going to get if they read the email, or even use scare tactics. What will happen if they don't read the email? Those are always good strategies.
Good tips. Great tips. Thank you. So can everyone see my screen here? All right. So what I'm gonna just show you a little bit about Wise Agent. So you've seen how to create the campaign in Constant Contact, which is super easy. You guys have made a great job, Jenna, and your team on creating a fast, easy way of getting content out there to people. So now it's a matter of like, who are you going to be sending that out to? Remember, we want to keep it personal. We want to add valuable content, and we want to show that we're the experts in our field, right? So, you know, great example is, you know, creating a lead, capturing leads through Facebook, right? Facebook ads are all the rage right now. Everyone's on social media. We talked about that a little bit with Jenna. And so it's a great way to really segmentize your audience. It's really important, in my opinion, to just keep your audience targeted and just be very specific in what you want to show them. So let's say you create, you know, we talked a little bit about I'm from Chicago. I love the city. Chicago is a great city for, you know, and it's known for having lots of little neighborhoods. And the rest of the country has, different neighborhoods or different subdivisions. Maybe you specialize in one of those neighborhoods or subdivisions. You want to run a Facebook ad that's targeting that specific neighborhood or subdivision. So in Chicago, favorite neighborhood of mine is Sauganash. Love saying that word too. It's a fun word to say. So we have a direct integration with Facebook. So anytime you create a Facebook ad, you can automatically get those leads coming into Wise Agent right away. And you set up a rule one time, and you let the ad run and let Wise Agent capture those leads for you automatically. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and I've already kind of created this rule. I'm going to show you really quickly how easy and simple it is. So you just name your source. You add it to a category. Since we're going to be targeting the neighborhood of Sauganash, we want to add a category of that. Categories are also known as tags or maybe groups. You're going to be targeting that neighborhood, and you want people to be, you're looking for seller leads. So you're going to want to probably send a quick email saying, hey, I got your request for more information. You're going to ask for their address, and you're going to want to automatically reply to them with a CMA. So as soon as the lead comes into Wise Agent, we do everything in the background for you. You don't have to stop what you're doing in your day to send a CMA out or create a CMA. We do it for you. It's just setting this up one time, really quick and easy. And as soon as that lead is captured from Facebook or any of your lead sources, it will get a CMA automatically sent to them in their email. So another option you'll have is sending a text response automatically. Again, so you're out and about doing your thing, somebody sees your ad on Facebook, and they fill out that landing page, that form, then you have that option of sending them a quick text message back saying, hey, thanks for your request. Do you have time to chat right now? Really quick and simple. It's that call to action. It's simple. It's easy. It's non-threatening. It's like, yeah, I have time. I got 5 minutes. And then you can get notified of that lead that's coming in. If you're on a team, you can distribute it to your team. And that's a really beneficial way of getting all of your leads responded to right away. And you're sending them content that they're going to want to see. My subject line here is your Sauganash home valuation report. If I'm living in Sauganash, I'm reading that email right away because I'm like, oh, I live in Sauganash. I want to see my home valuation report. That's specific to me. And I'm going to put in here in my subject or in the body of my email, I'm going to talk about how I'm bringing value as a realtor. So then the person reading it is seeing what value you're adding. You live in that neighborhood, or you've sold X number of homes in that neighborhood, so you're really the expert. You're going to want to say that all in here. Okay. So another thing that you're going to want to do is go into your contact list of Wise Agent. So we always recommend that you add all of your contacts. Every single person that you know in Wise Agent, you want them added into your CRM. Everyone that you know goes into your CRM. That includes your parents, your siblings, your neighbors, your cousins. It would be, I can't tell you how many times I read on social media agents saying, oh, my cousin, is buying a house with a different realtor. Well, have you been marketing to your cousin? Do you keep your name in front of theirs all the time? So you're going to want to have everyone in here. And with this example, I was talking about Sauganash, a really quick and easy way of finding those contacts. You can just search the groups and say, I want to find everyone in Sauganash, and you click on that, and you find there's all these people that are there, and so you want to go ahead and click on their names and send them over to Constant Contact. Really easily done in our integration. Send them over. You can add them to a list that you have existing in Constant Contact, or you can create a new list here, and that will then you can go ahead and do your thing and create your marketing campaigns from there. Another option that you have is you can search through your list, or maybe even take that existing list that you have, and you can send them a text message and send them a quick text. And we've made it really simple where you could have placeholders with their first name. You could even attach a video, so you can record a video on your phone and upload it here really quickly. Or if you already have one that's in here, you could just send that out right away. And that goes out to your whole, to who you're marketing to. And that's just in conjunction with what you're doing with your emails. You're in constant contact. So you're not only talking to them through email, and of course you're going to be on social media posting as well, but you're also doing this other option of sending a text and a video text, which is really keeping your name in front of everyone. And what we've done, if you already have a constant contact account, and you're wanting to use Wise Agent, it's really easy. Go to wiseagent.com and sign up for Wise Agent right here. It's free for 30 days. And once you do that and you connect the integration, you can, you don't need to export your list out of Constant Contact and import it into Wise Agent. We've already done that for you. So you can import your list by a click of a button, and it will add the segment that you've put them in. And you can start marketing to them using our texting capabilities and also using our transaction management and lead management and everything else in conjunction with Constant Contact. And that's a fantastic way of keeping your name in front of everyone that you know. We have so many different search options in Wise Agent. I don't think I have enough time to go through all of them, but definitely you want to find birthdays for everyone that's coming up in April, and you can send those people a text message. You want to find people that are looking for a 3-bedroom home, you can most definitely do that as well. And so it's a really great and easy tool to use in order to segment your audience, keep in touch with them, of course, using Constant Contact, and our texting capabilities and video texting capabilities as well. So that, Wise Agent is a great product, great tool to help you really grow your business and nurture your clients and convert them from leads to clients. So if you have any questions, and I kind of went through things kind of quickly here, but we do offer 24/7 support. So just by reaching out to us using our Contact Us form here, you fill out your information and you can send us a quick message and we'll reply back. Or you can even give us a call as well. So we're happy to help you out and coach you along and get you set up. We do also offer, like I said, a complimentary 30-day trial, as well as all the integration is completely free. So you don't have to pay for the integration between Wise Agent and Constant Contact. All right, Jenna, how did we do here?
That was great. Yeah. No, I know we're both kind of going quickly because I know we're running out of time and we do want to respect your time. So what I'm going to do here, for those of you who have to go, I do want to just share with you really quickly. We are also here at Constant Contact offering, we're offering you 30% off of your first 3 months with Constant Contact just for attending the webinar today. So if you'd like to sign up for a Constant Contact account too and redeem that offer, you can go to this shortened link. It's just bit.ly, so bit.ly/Wise Agent sign up, and just make sure that the W and the A are capitalized. If you go to that link and sign up and purchase it, you will get 30% off of 3 months with Constant Contact. If you just want to test it out, it does initially put you into a trial period too. So it's you're not required to purchase it right off the bat, but we did want to give you that offer just in case you did want to do that. But for those of you who can stay, I do want to just very, very quickly share with you some ideas on different types of emails that you can send out, because I think a lot of people will say, oh, well, this is all fine and great, but I really just don't know how to put this into practice. So I did want to give you some quick ideas. The main idea is to Make sure that you are sending about 80% informational or educational emails. So again, providing that value and that education to your audience, so you're staying top of mind and being seen as the expert. And then the other 20% will be your promotional, so your listings or your open house, your invites, asking your maybe existing clients to forward business referrals to you, things like that. Your 80% of your emails, the educational emails, these are the emails that you can automate. Okay, so if you create them ahead of time and then use autoresponder to automate them, that way you're not spending your time on these types of emails. You've already done it. Some really great ideas for these are hints and tips. So community events, local vendors or businesses, maintenance tips to their home or property, industry news, so maybe any awards or recognitions that you've received, industry announcements, or just blogs or articles about maybe like home buying hints and tips and things that will help them along the way. And then most powerful, my opinion, are client testimonials. So if you have any video success stories or interviews that you've done with your clients, or even if you want to spotlight some of your agents or yourself as an agent, those are super powerful. Again, what you're doing is you're leveraging those business referrals and those recommendations versus you saying it yourself.
So just to jump in there, Jenna, too, with that, with the client testimonials, it's a great resource for you to use. Just have someone send you a text where you can download that or send them an email with their video testimonial, and you can download it, send it out through Wise Agent. Say, hey, don't take my word for it. Just listen to what my past client is saying. Or even record yourself and just say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I can offer you, and this is the value I bring to you. Because you're marketing yourself, not just the homes that you're selling, but you're marketing yourself and your expertise.
Right, absolutely. An example of this is to automate your emails. Maybe if you send them some sort of welcome and some sort of giveaway, so a guide that they can download, or some sort of takeaway. It always is a nice thank you if you're giving them something in return for subscribing to your email list. I like to say make yourself a destination business or a destination agent. So why is it that somebody should visit you versus anybody else? Showcase that competitive spirit a little bit and the things that set you apart from any other agent in your area. And then also some insider information. So exclusivity is always a great way to keep people on your list. What are things that they're going to get by being on your email list that they're not going to get by social media or any other type of marketing tactic, right? They only get it if they're on your list. That's a great way to get people on it and get people to stay on it as well. So these are all great ideas to automate your emails. And then the other promotional emails that you're sending out, are again, use those real estate templates that we showed you today. Those are going to give you some guides and some ideas as to some other types of emails that you can send out more manually, like your listings or property showings, things like that. Okay, and then again, just want to bring up this link. If you have any questions about getting started with Constant Contact and Wise Agent, feel free to reach out to Elaine or myself, and I'll put you in contact with somebody to get you the help that you need to getting started. But this link, again, will give you that 30% off of your first 3 months. And Elaine, I don't know if you want to type into the chat window or anything like that, a way that they can contact you if they have any questions. But that's all that I have on my end. So we just want, on my behalf, I wanted to thank you for coming, and I hope that you all learned a little bit more about Constant Contact and how Wise Agent can not only integrate with each other, but both can help you tremendously in the business that you're doing. And Elaine, I don't know if you have any parting words as well.
Yeah. I was just going to say, go ahead and sign up for Wise Agent. It's 30 days free. Again, there's no contract. Just go ahead and go to wiseagent.com, sign up. The integration between Wise Agent and Constant Contact is absolutely free as well. So what's really great is that we work really well together. Our two softwares work seamlessly together to either get your contacts from the one side to the other and then start marketing using both our video tracking capabilities as well as the great marketing capabilities that Constant Contact provides for you.
Awesome, thank you. Well,
Thanks,
that
Jenna.
is all, folks. I wish I had, I think we're a little bit over time, so I don't know if we have time for questions, but you know, always reach out to us with questions that you have. We have free support and we'd be happy to help you get started. This session is being recorded, so we will email that out to you, so keep an eye in your inbox for that. But thank you so much for attending. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will all speak to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jenna.